This is a 5 marks question in the theory part, that is the part C where you will be getting it. Now this is all the things which you are supposed to write. Now we will take ration, fund flow, cash flow some other time. We'll go with comparative, common and trend. In shareholders we have two. One is share capital, another is reserves and surplus. Now current liability, very short period you are supposed to pay back. Non-current liability, whichever you have time more than 1 year, that is non-current liability. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students for the fourth chapter, and the fourth chapter is all about analysis of financial statement. I know that many of you, the minute you hear this financial statement, you will have a question, sir, is it like financial accounting? It is very difficult. Now let me tell you, the way you trusted me and the way we went with all the chapters here, I know that it is a cakewalk for you people, that you can solve each and every chapter, each and every problem. The same way here also, when we go with financial analysis, I'll tell you that there are few concepts, conventions which we follow, then definitely even this chapter is a cakewalk for you people. So let's understand the fourth chapter, that is all about analysis of financial statement. What is the financial statement and how exactly the analysis goes? Here we have the meaning what Antony has given in 1976, but before that let's understand that what exactly these financial statements are all about. Whenever we analyze something, what is that we do is we go in depth, we go in detail, we see that each and everything is there or not. Then we analyze that which is better. How can we make it better? What went wrong? All these things are what? The way we analyze things. And why is that we need to analyze things? The only reason is we need to actually get the business better by better in the next years. That's the reason we go with a proper analysis. Now, according to Antony in 1976, financial statement, that is essentially are interim reports. What are they? They are the interim reports presented annually. When I say annually, that means for a year they are supposed to go with once. Presented annually and reflect a division of the life of an enterprise into more or less arbitrary accounting. What is this arbitrary accounting period? That is, frequently it happens in a year. Say example, now you have 2018, 19, 20, 21, like that. It goes on, right? Next is financial statements are broadly grouped into two groups. There are how many groups? There are two groups. Namely, the first one here we have is income statement. Another is balance sheet. Now, income statement, you have trading and then profit and loss account. Trading account, you all know that. And one more is what? The balance sheet here. So trading account, profit and loss account, balance sheet. So these three things you are supposed to go with financial statement, that is analysis of financial statement. Now, what are the objectives of analysis of financial statement? Why exactly we need to do it? If we know that why we do it, then you will be able to understand how is that we do it. The first one is to provide adequate information about the sources of finance and obligation. When I say sources of finance, in the sense from where all we are getting the finance. And then obligation, in the sense duties. What does obligation? Duties of the finance firm. So here the first thing is you need to get adequate, in a sense, more and more clear information. What type of information you should get? You should get clear information. Second thing is to provide reliable information. You are not supposed to get all the information. You should get reliable information. That means whichever is required, the important one. That is what? Important one. Important. As well as you need to trust those information. That means these are the reliable information. About the finance performance and financial soundness of the concern. So first thing is clear information, important information. Next is through those information what will happen, that is to provide sufficient information about the results of operation of business over a period of time. So say example, you want to actually go with 2016. Why do you need to think about 2014, 13, 12? Only those information you are supposed to get, that is over the period of time. to provide useful information about the financial condition. Now, how much we have, what is that we have, how much we are supposed to have, all these information you are supposed to get it. So that is the reason we need to go with a proper analysis of financial statement. So these are what? These are the objectives. But next is something which I am telling you, that is called the limitations of financial analysis. Now this is a 5 marks question in the theory part, that is a part C where you will be getting it. Now these are the things which you are supposed to write, the limitations of financial analysis. So the first one is financial statements are normally prepared on the basis of accounting principles, conventions and past experience. Now that means what? You cannot change or alter. See, in the marginal costing, what did I do? There are 21 formulas, but I told you only 5 formulas. With that 5 formulas, we were able to get 15 on 15, 10 on 10 and 5 on 5 in the same questions, right? So that means what? 100 marks if marginal costing only you write it, you will get 100 on 100. But the reality is very simple. In our university board, what they do is, for marginal costing, they go with 15 marks or 10 marks. 5 marks a compulsory question is that, so minimum and the maximum if you go with, you will get a 15 marks question from the chapter or 20 marks from that chapter. Now, you will definitely get 20 and 15, I know that, because I have made it very easy for you people and you can score it. But when it comes to financial statement, we are not supposed to go with any tricky tricks here. But I'll tell you how to remember those principles and convention as well as the past experience. Next is financial statement emphasize to disclose only monetary facts. What type of facts? Monetary. But what about non-monetary? That is what the limitation says. They will not go with non-monetary, and what they do is they go with ignored. They ignore it and they'll go away. Next is financial statement disclose only the historical information. See here, that is the reason we call this as what? Advanced cost and management accounting. Here we have something called the historical data which is used. It is not for the present or for the future. It is only what? We go with the past. And here what happens? It does not consider changes in money value, fluctuation of price level and so on. That is the reason here what happens is the forecasting of future is not possible. So this is only to analyze what is there in the past, not the analysis of the future. Next limitations we have is it influences the personal judgment, leads to the opportunities. Now understand here, when I say that influence of personal judgment leads to the opportunities for manipulation while preparing financial statement. That means because of whatever has happened, manipulation will be more. Now even the statements which I tell, that is Satyam. There was a company called Satyam and a person Ramalingam who started this. And when Satyam was in a scam, what really used to happen is the ulta of Satyam, M-A, the same, M-A-Y, again T, then A, then S, Maithas. Now Satyam's whatever the money used to go, actually it used to go to Maithas where his son was there. And later Satyam, the person CEO Ramalingam, he said, I don't have money, and the entire share market actually collapsed. The reason is what? Because of the financial statement where manipulation happened more. Information disclosed by financial statement is based on accounting concepts and conventions. So here based on these things, so it is very rigid about it. And the last one is it is unrealistic. This is the ultimate limitation. That is what? The financial analysis is what? Unrealistic because of different terms and conditions and changes in economic situation. So these are the limitations of financial analysis. Now, when we go with the methods, how are we supposed to go with this analysis of financial statement? We have 5 different methods. All the 5 different methods are in your syllabus. What exactly you are supposed to do is, you need to take a little kind of a time where you are supposed to memorize that these are the principles or these are the methods. The first method is called comparative financial statements. What is it? Comparative financial statement. Today, I'm going to teach you about this. We're going to solve a question paper problem only, that is comparative financial statement. So stay tuned and don't miss the video here. Second, we have is common size statement. See, the word itself says what? Comparative. Comparative in the sense what? You should compare. Will you compare only when you have one kind of things? No, you should have two things. Only then you will go with comparative. That is what comparative is. Common size means in both of them, again, common in the sense what? Only one, if you take an example, will you say common? No, you should have two things and then you will understand what is the common between those two. That is comparative and common. Next we have is trend analysis. Now, what exactly the trend is going on, right? That is the trend analysis. Next we have is ration, fund flow, cash flow. Now we will take ration, fund flow, cash flow some other time. We'll go with comparative, common and trend. Okay. Now the first one is comparative statement. Now what is this comparative financial statement? Understand this. Today we're gonna solve a problem about it. I'll tell you the format of it. I'll even tell you how to remember the formats. Now don't get confused about comparative, common and trend. Three of them, they look exactly the same, but it is a little different about it. The process, the procedure is a little different here. Now the first one is comparative statement. The comparative financial statement are statements of the financial position at different periods of time. When I say different periods of time, understand. Say we have something called 2020. Okay. Then we have something called 2019. Now, which is the oldest year? Now, this is the oldest year. This is the fresh year. According to this problem, this example, 2019 is what? The oldest. Now, when we go with comparative statement, we compare what 2019 had. Say here I had something called 2 lakh rupees. Now, here I have something called 2,50,000. Okay, this is not 2,50,000. Now, comparative statement, what is that I'll do is very simple. Comparative finance statements are statements of financial position at different period of time. Now 2019 I had 2000. Now I have 2005. That means what? What is the comparison here? 50,000 is more than 2009. That is what comparative statements are. The elements of financial position are shown in a comparative form, has to give an idea of financial position at 2 or more period. How many? 2 or more period. Now I have taken how much here? I have taken only 2 years now. Now the same way it goes like, now it goes like this. Here we have 2021. Now again, now what has happened? Now this is the oldest year. Now this is the previous and this is the current. So again, what happens here if it is 3 lakh? What will happen? So these are comparative formats. Next one. Any statement prepared in a comparative form will be covered in comparative statement. So wherever you will compare, we call it as a comparative statements. Now we have a format about it. Don't be confused about, sir, too many entries are there. How can I remember? Let me tell you. The way we started this subject, you all people thought that how exactly we are supposed to go with, and while solving, you all people got to know that how exactly you are supposed to solve. You have a procedure, you have a kind of a concept. So here also we have procedures. So don't worry about all the entries whichever I have given it to you, right? Don't go with that. Let's go with baby steps. Let's understand each and everything properly. Firstly, you are the first column. We call this as the particulars. Now in the particulars, what are there? Now understand. Whenever we go with financial analysis, and that too in comparative statement as well as in the common size, this is what the format is. Even for the trend analysis also, this is what the format is. So 3 of the analysis, the same format which you are supposed to go with. Only the method will change here. Now comparative, what happens? 2 years should be there. We will go with comparison. Firstly, what is that we should do is we need to go with a grouping of things. What is that we are supposed to do? We need to go with grouping here. I'll tell you here what exactly the groupings are. The first one, when we go with particulars, don't think about here 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 columns, you just think that there are no 4 columns. Okay, let's go with only one of the column. There are two main headings. How many headings are there? There are two main headings. Don't look here, right? There are two main headings. The first heading is equity and liability. What is it? Equity and liability. Now, equity in the sense what? The shareholders fund. Equity means what? Shareholders fund. Now, in shareholders fund, there are two things which you are supposed to remember. What are they? They are called share capital. Now, what is a share capital? That means you actually raise money, right? Through giving this shares, that is what the share capital is. So, we have what? Equity and liability. There are which one? The first thing is what? Equity and liability. In equity, we have what? Shareholders fund. In shareholders, we have two. One is share capital. Another is reserves and surplus. So what exactly I'll keep it, right? Reserves and surplus. I'll not give it to my employees nor any of the shareholders. I'll keep it as my own reserves. That is what is the equity done. So my equity is done. Remaining is what? Liability. Now this is done. Equity done. Now in liability, we have two types. One is non-current liability. Non-current liability. Another is current liability. So what exactly it is? How to memorize it? Sir, you have written so many things, sir. How exactly we are supposed to go with? Very simple it is. We have non-current liabilities and current liability. First, you know what is current liabilities. Current liabilities in the sense the money which you are supposed to give, you are liable to somebody. Within 1 year, you are supposed to pay them back. Those things are called current liability. So what is non-current? That means you can take time, more than 1 year, but you are supposed to pay that, right? That is called non-current liability. So whichever you feel within 1 year, you will actually give it, put it in the current liability. Whichever you feel after 1 year also we can give, that is what? Non-current liability. Simple. Now what is here? Don't worry. Don't worry about it, right? So first one is what? Here we have equity and liability. Now, first we went with equity, share capital, and one more is what? That is our reserves and surplus. Then we went with liabilities. There are two. One is non-current liability, another is current liability. Then total it. That is what it is. Next, continue. See, we don't have a lot of space here, so I have gone with the next slide here, but it is continuity. It is. So the next one we have is, the second one is assets. Now, what exactly happens in these assets are? So, we have totally 3 of the adjustments here in the assets. If you go properly, you actually watch properly, you will get 3. But I've divided them into only 2. One is non-current assets. Another is current assets. So, what exactly this current asset, non-current asset is? Very simple. Let's understand the current asset first. Current asset means easily you can convert them into cash. Those are called current assets. So what are non-current assets? Easily you cannot convert them into cash. That is called non-current. Now in non-current, what happens is you have fixed assets. Now see, you can't easily convert them into cash. You have tangible asset, intangible. Now tangible which you can touch and feel. Intangible which you cannot touch and feel, like your goodwill, your patent, all those comes under intangible assets. The same way here what happens, see, non-current investments, again it is what? They only said non-current, that is whatever is non-current you put it here, whatever is current you put it here, then total it. So these are the particular size which you are supposed to go. Now coming to the second columns here, what exactly these columns are? I'll go back now here. Now these columns, what exactly it is? Now in the question they will give you 2019, 2020. So which is the oldest year, you will write in the second column, denote that as A. Denote that as A. Whichever is the fresh, you go with the second column, denote that as B. So these two are given in the question paper only. These two are given only in the question paper, straightforward. They'll just give it to you. You are supposed to only go with copy paste. Next is what? A and B. These two you are supposed to prepare. How will you prepare this? We call this as absolute change, comparative statement. Understand? Comparative. We compare what happened in 2019 and what happened in 2020. Then we go with a comparison. Whenever we compare, it is always like current year minus previous year. It is what? Current year minus previous year. Now what happens is, we have this change. That C is called what? The change. What is this change? This is in rupees. This is in rupees. B minus A. That means what? B minus A. What is that we do? We subtract it. We subtract B minus A. And we get here. Say example here we have, say share capital was 60,000. Here in 2020, share capital is 80,000. Now what is that we do? Here 80,000 minus 60,000 is 20,000. So I'll write here how much? 20,000. So this is what the change is, whether it has increased or decreased. Say if it has increased, you will go with positive. If it has decreased, what is that you will do is, you will actually say example here. Here we have reserves and surplus. Here we got 20,000. And here we got only 10,000. Okay, these things are not there. All these things are not there. Now understand. 10 minus 20,000 is what? Minus 10,000. So here what happens is, I'll write here 10,000. So what is that I am putting here? I am putting here bracket. Nowhere I have written minus, because whenever the rupees symbol comes, you are not supposed to put negative value, because you never have minus 5 rupees, minus 10 rupees, minus 20 rupees. So how will you have minus 10,000 rupees? So it is 10,000, but it is a loss kind. Now, when it comes to the next one, that is, now this part we call that as a D. Now what is this D in the sense? We always go with percentage. So how much percent was there an increase or whether there was a decrease? Okay. For the D, the thing is C divided by A into 100. Why into 100? Because we go with percentage. We go with percentage. So D is equal to C by A. Now I'll show you here 20 and 80. I'll just show it to you how exactly you went with it. Now here what is a working note here? D in the sense I'll go with 20,000. That is, see here, this is what C is. C is how much here? 20,000. 20,000 divided by A is how much here? A is 60,000. So I'll write here 60,000 into 100. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1 done. Now 2 1s are 2, 3s are. 100 divided by 3 is how much? 33.33%. So I'll write here what? Instead of this, I'll write here. Okay. Now understand this. 33.33%. So this D column is what? The percentage column. That is how we go with comparative statement. Right. Now let's go with the next one here also. Same way we go with it here also. Now I'll show you the format, and so that if I show you the format, you feel that it is very easy to understand. Don't go with that first one here, because I have given everything, that is whatever the possible Mysore University can give you the adjustments, all the adjustment I have given in that one. Now I'll tell you what is that you should do. The minute you get a comparative statement, first you go with the particulars column. Second, you go with whichever year was the oldest. Next you go with the next one, that current year. Next, after that, you go with the change, and the last one is what? Percentage. So you make like this. Here you go with particulars, done. So the first column is what? Particulars. Now, second one, whenever we go, say example, we have here, say 2020 and 2019. What is it? 2020 and 2019 we have. Now particulars is done. Now what is the second one and the third one should actually come? Understand. Which is the oldest here among these two? 2019 is the oldest. 2020 is the fresh here right now. So I'll write here 2019, here 2020. Always whenever we go, that is the 31st March 2019, 31st March 2020. That is what it comes, because the financial year is what we go with. Next, here this is called change. What is this? Change. And it is denoted with what? Rupees. Here also rupees. Here also rupees. But the last column is there. It is not rupees. It is again change. This is also what? Change. But change in percentage. What is it? Change in percentage. So I'm done with my tabulation of comparative statement. So first one, what is that we have is, we have equity and liabilities. What is that? We have equity and liabilities. In equity and liabilities, you underline this. First one, we'll go with the shareholders fund. What is it? Shareholders fund. Shareholders fund. In shareholders fund, we have two items, which is compulsory. Okay, it should be like a by heart for you that. Now, shareholders fund, what does it? A you put. One is share capital. Share capital. Done. Next, B is that after share capital, you have reserves and surplus. Reserves and surplus. Done. This is what equity is done. Next, we have is liability. Now, I told you liability, there are two. Non-current liability and current liability. Now, current liability, very short period you are supposed to pay back. Non-current liability, whichever you have time more than 1 year, that is non-current liability. So, I'll put here second one. Non-current liability. Done. Whatever it is, here also you put here you put done. Now here you put done. So actually this will not come. This will not come. Only two items here. Non-current, whatever is the non-current, you go with the non-current. Next is the third one is there. What is that? That is called current liability. Now whatever the current liability which you feel that is within a year you are supposed to pay them back. Those are called current liabilities. You need to identify the current liabilities. Now, what exactly current liability is? That means within 1 year or within the time what they have given, less than 1 year, you are supposed to pay them back. That is called current liabilities. After that, you total it. What is that you will do? You will total. Put here total. After that, this is the first one. Next, we have second one. What is the second one? Heading. The heading is what? Assets. What exactly you have? The assets. Here we went with equity, then we went with liability. The last is the asset, what happens in the firm, isn't it? Now in assets, you have two types of assets. Now one is non-current assets, another is current assets. Now what is current asset? Current asset means easily I can convert them into cash. Non-current asset means easily I cannot convert them into cash. So I'll put here assets. Now here also one, that is non-current assets. Then even you have what? Investment is also there. Investment also you will put here. Now investments are also what? They are the assets, right? And third one is what? Current assets. Now here done. Again here I'll put done. Now understand. This is what you are supposed to understand. What is that? This is called also total. Here also total. Now, these things are given in the question only. You are supposed to just write it properly in the format. Now, coming here, changes. This is called comparative statement. What is it? Comparative statement. When I say comparative statement, always this is the right change. What is this change? Denote this as A, this is B, this is C. Now, what is C? B minus A. What is C is equal to B minus A. So, whatever it is, subtract it. What is that you should do? Subtract. And whatever it is, you write it here. If it is positive, you will not put it in bracket. If it is negative, you put it in bracket. Now, this one is called D. I'll write it here. Right? We have D. D is equal to C by A into 100. What is it? D is equal to C by A into 100. So this is what the percentage. It is always in what form? It is always in percentage form. Even here also percentage. This is what the format is all about. Right? So hope you people are able to understand the comparative statement format here. So in the next session, I'll teach you what exactly this comparative statement is used and how exactly we are supposed to solve it also in the next session itself. So thank you so much. If you have any doubt regarding this session, please do call us. We are always there to help you. I'll see you when I see you.